Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. These guys really think we're idiots. But hey, are we or we not? So do they insult our intelligence or they know better? This is your level, guys. We're gonna throw you this piece of shit and you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna just eat it. Which way is it? Because if you say something so shallow and so clear that you can see through, it's either they think that we are dumb, or they're dumb, or they don't care. They don't care because you know what? The 40% of the society will eat that without even questioning it. And people like, will say, wait a minute, this stinks really bad. What a coincidence. The Russians attacked your drones, harassed your drones 2 days ago and 3 days ago, 2 days in a row. And you know what? Now you justify your presence in Syria by supposedly telling us that you killed an Islamic State leader in Syria. What a coincidence. I don't believe it. Can I? Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to say that there's no sun in the sky? Or I'm not allowed to? May I be a stupid guy? May I just make a fool of myself? Can I do this? All right, let's see. To me, it's just a unbelievable coincidence. Associated Press. U.S. drone strike kills Islamic State group leader in Syria, Defense Department says. I don't believe anything these guys say, just to start with. Why? Since the Gulf of Tonkin, nothing, I believe, from these guys. Now, I didn't read this article, but I'm almost guaranteeing you that all below here, by the picture as well, they're gonna justify the presence of the US Army in the illegal presence in Syria because they're fighting the Islamic State, and Russia actually protects the Islamic State by harassing our good drones that try to do exactly what they tell us, that they killed an Islamic State group leader. And believe it because the Defense Department says. What if they told you they killed 50? Can you verify? What if they tell you they killed, I don't know, 25,000? Can you verify that? No, you can't. No, you can't. So here it is. A U.S. drone strike killed an Islamic State group leader in Syria hours after the same MQ-9 Reaper drones were harassed by the Russian military jets over the western part of the country, according to the... See, immediately, all right, there from the first paragraph, the first sentence. And what are the American, the U.S. Army doing in the western part of the country? And actually they're in the eastern where the oil is. What they're doing in the western? They're illegally present over there anyway. So this is okay. So the Russians harass something that we're doing for us. Good thing to protect us. It's unbelievable. 3 Reapers have been flying overhead searching for the militant on Friday, a U.S. defense official said, when they were harassed for about 2 hours by Russian aircraft because they were trying to keep us safe. Shortly after that, the drone struck and killed Usmah al-Muhajir. No, I think they killed Baharash Kupalahata and Hashukulu Hushkuta together. They were having sex in the barn. Who was riding a motorcycle. Woohoo! Motorcycle Diaries of Che Guevara now. In the Aleppo region, said the official, who was not authorized to publicly discuss the matter and spoke under condition of anonymity to describe details of the military operation. So they tell you we killed him on a motorcycle, this guy, but we can't give you more information. As I said, hey, it was Bashar Bahajuba and Hapashupallah. Both of them were killed by having sex in a barn. Hey, I cannot give you more details. It's classified, okay? Bye. Just trust me. What would you say? You, Emil, with good reason. Yeah, you would say that. But hey, with these guys, no, we trust you because it's the U.S. Defense Secretary of Defense or whatever. Really? They never lied. Never. And you see the first paragraph? The official said the Muhajir Bagalura was in northwest Syria at the time of the strike, but that he usually operated in the east. Alright, I'm not going to go over this because all this, you can read it. It's about the 3 American drones that were conducting a mission against the ISIS right here. As the 3 pop against ISIS, the US military said. And then the fighter jets, incredibly unsafe and unprofessional. So maybe they are spoken. Maybe the Russians and the ISIS are together against us. Can we make that connection? Yes. Why? The defense, what was the name of the weasels here? Defense what? Defense Department says. So if the Defense Department says, trust them, as you trust the FBI agents. Why? Because in the movies they're portrayed as suave, full trained and sexy, that gets you, and the CIA agents are all like that. Okay, all right, thank you very much. But hey, that's how you fool a society, with images and symbols. Hollywood, good job. Remember how the police officers were portrayed in the 50s, in the movies, 60s, almost 70s, as dumbasses. Not saying they are, but that's how they were portrayed. What's changed? Oh, we became more free. Since then, you sometimes find some police officers being corrupt, but then the good officer, who's a fantastic guy, man, is like, phew. Remember that movie, Training Hour? Yeah, and that's only one. I can give you 1,000 movies, but they're fantastic, man. They're phew, clean as a whistle. And then Training Hour 8 was a bad one, but he was very smart, and in the end, he had, moral upstanding. And Jesus Christ, my friend. So here again, this is the point you have to get out of this. Hey, who that? You have to take out of this. The Americans are in Syria to defend the globe, all of us, to keep us safe. That's why they're over there. Yes, they are not over there with the legitimate invitation from Bashar al-Assad, but they're over there because they have to defend us. They don't care because he is a corrupt guy and he's still in power, kind of illegitimate, according to us. So we dropped over there. We take care of the oil over there. We keep it safe, so the ISIS cannot get it, or Assad and his people that support him, and the Russians especially. So we are over there, and we fight the ISIS, support the Kurds that are by the Turks. All right, and we are the forces of good. Now, in our operations, we have the Russians over there, who are with the bad guy, with Assad, okay? And the Russians are bad because you have Putin, obviously, without question. So you got these guys, and we have to fly missions of destroying the leaders. And they were trying to do it. And the Russians, again, they challenged us, they harassed our drones. Why? Because we're weak and they're strong, and they dare to do that. Like you go in a parking lot and you attack the strongest guy in the parking lot because he's weak or something, but he's the strongest somehow. Anyway, it doesn't make sense, don't get into details. So we are always harassed by the weaker countries, because Russia is obviously weaker than us, militarily, economically, anything. But somehow everybody, the Iranians, everybody is poking at us, and we just have to react for national interest. Pum, pum. All right, nevertheless, these drones were just flying to try to do the right thing. And then the Russians came and in the end, see, everything was done with the purpose of good. They killed that leader, the ISIS leader. So see, next time when you hear the same story about Russians coming, you would think this way. Oh my God, they harass our good boys over there because they're trying to kill those bad ISIS. Man, why don't we just hit them back somehow? Because look, we are the forces of good, and they probably are spoken with ISIS and Assad. What do you think? All right, now that's how the story goes, and I don't buy that. Am I allowed? We'll see. I will see if I'm allowed. But I don't buy this thing. Why? First, you're not supposed to be over there, even if you're a force of good. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because a police officer cannot enter your house just because he wants to. We still have laws, we have regulations, even if he can't enter just like that. He needs some probable cause, he needs some, to make sure that there is a crime in progress, or he has a warrant. He just can't come in to make sure that everything is okay. You're not invited. And even if you do the right thing, click, in someone's house and entered over there illegally, you are the one that's going to be prosecuted, my friend. You are the one. The police officer I'm talking about. I'm not attacking police officers. They have their duty. I'm glad they are over there and keep safe. But they should stay right there. There's the limitation. There should be laws, should be respected. Otherwise, It's going to be abused, my friends. And I don't want to live through that again. I lived through the communist times when I was in Romania, and I don't want that. And I knew how it was. Yeah, there were some laws, but what are you going to do? Who are you going to complain? The guy that made the laws and they break the laws? The government? No. So yeah, keep it over there. The same here. Even if you say we killed the ISIS guys, you did it by being illegal. It's like, again, you have a splinter in your finger and I come and cut your hand and say, I saw the splinter thing. Well, but you cut my hand off. It's okay. It's all right. I saw the splinter. The same here. When we are in Syria to defend and kill the ISIS and fight ISIS. But in the meantime, we take the oil. We are over there illegally and we get the Russians riled up. And the legitimate government of Syria, which is still Assad. Good job. So imagine that some other country would do the same thing to United States of America. And you tell me if you would agree with that. Let's say when there were those George Floyd, blah, 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 okay? Let's say the Chinese and the Russians and the Mexicans and the Canadians would just come over and plant some military bases in the United States of America. Let's say they were able. Would you agree with that? And then they would fly to try to kill all these guys that are, hunting poor on the street because they are blah, 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 blah. Would you agree with that? Of course not. So why would they want it? Well, the problem is we want it, so we don't give up what they wanted. But that's their property. But hey, it's okay that we can violate that property, but the Russians cannot violate the Ukrainians. How about nobody violates anybody's? Oh, you can't do that. We have national interest everywhere on this planet. Wherever the resources, we always have a national interest over there. And we always threatened and always harassed exactly in those areas. We're not harassed in areas that have no, resources or a strategic interest to get the resources. Just look on the map, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.